All right, we are back with another pick'em video. Going to be talking NBA plan. We got two games tonight, and I'm really liking the picks I came across. The hit rates look great. The odds are a little bit hard to find on some of these because we're going to be deep diving into some of these weird player props on PrizePicks. Of course, we'll have some normal plays that you can get anywhere. But if you're new to this channel, definitely go ahead and subscribe. We're about daily content like this each and every day. Leave the video a like and comment anything down below. If this video gets to 150 likes, I'll be giving away a free month of the Discord. I'll talk a little bit about the community we've grown a little bit later. And also, if you're new around here, we go over our video picks each and every day on the screen. Anything I tell you guys that I'm gonna like, I like, and give you all the reasons why I like it, I actually go ahead and play it. I'm not just skimping off some fancy optimizers and telling you, hey, these are the best plays. And it takes me a long time to find these plays, and I'm, prideful in every play that I find. So I'm going to go ahead and play them. So these are our video picks from last time. I do this each and every single video. I know a lot of commenters from the last video said, "Hey, I appreciate your transparency." That's what I'm going for over here. So we had Zion over 4.5 first quarter points. I wish I put more money into this. I put him in like 2 or 3 slips, and his line was 5.5 everywhere else. We kind of went over that. No idea why this was 4.5 the entire day, all the way up until game time on PrizePicks. But hey, we'll take that. He crushed this line easily. He had an awesome game. Hopefully, he's okay with that injury. And it'd be interesting to see the Pelicans come out and make the playoffs. Zion had an awesome game. It was fun to watch him against LeBron. But the Lakers handled business there. Sabonis wasn't the best play to go to just because I like Sabonis, and he's definitely able to get some assists. But we looked at the matchup against the Warriors. He had never done this, or maybe like 2 games he had done this, and he stayed under for us. Really, no sweat. Was kind of on track for around 6 or 7 assists the entire game. Austin Reeves got there for us as well, 23.0. Not sure exactly how many points he scored because his line was 14 and a half, and he might have scored 14 points. So I told us, we dove into it. The reasons I liked the points, rebounds, assists. He's definitely able to get some rebounds and assists. He had that going early, and I was feeling pretty confident in this play, even at halftime or whatever. I think he was like a little bit behind track, but he was behind track because of his scoring. He was doing some assisting, getting some rebounds, and I knew that scoring would come. So awesome to see there, 27 PRA on the night. And then Chris Paul was the big miss yesterday. I had someone in the Discord comment that, Podziemski was probably the right move there. And I totally agree with him. I didn't actually see Podziemski's line. Apparently it was at 3.5. I didn't think the Warriors would get rolled over last night. So if you told me Podziemski and Chris Paul were going to get the same amount of minutes, I would definitely go to Pod. He is a rebound god. He's like one of the best rebounding guards in the league, I'd say. But I thought Chris Paul would get more run. I thought this game would be closer, and just unfortunate there. So 3 for 4, we'll definitely take that. 75% individual hit rate. We're aiming for 54, 50, 55 individual hit rate to be profitable in the long run, and we'll take that any day of the week. So again, really excited about the picks today. Going to be talking a few plays in that Bulls, like that for the Bulls, a few plays for the Sixers, and those are the 2 teams I'm really seeing value in. And then I do have a play for the Hawks as well. So nothing for the Heat really, just because it's difficult to gauge with their injuries. Terry Rozier's out. I think Jimmy Butler first quarter is definitely always a good move. Jimmy Butler just in general, but didn't see a whole lot of value in that Heat game. So let's jump into it. We'll talk the first game first, which is going to be the Sixers plays, and then we'll get into that later game, Chicago versus Atlanta. All right, so let's jump right into some of these picks. Again, we're starting with the Philly game, and the first guy I'm going to go to is Tyrese Maxey. Interestingly enough, I know a lot of people are going to his points. You can see it as a popular tab. Obviously, he's able to score the ball a lot. I'm going to go to his RA, so rebounds and assists at 9.5 on the over here. Against Miami, he's done this very well. So you're going to see kind of a multifaceted approach. Sometimes my plays are very hit rates based. It depends on where I'm seeing the value. Sometimes it's very much odds based. But we're going to break it down. We're going to go over, the deep dive like we usually do. But Tyrese Maxey over 9.5 rebounds and assists. That's what we're going to be looking at. So I got his outlier page pulled up here. If you do player props and you research your own plays, you got to have outlier. You can actually get a free week trial if you want to just try it out using my link in the description. Just let them know that I sent you there. But you also get, the free week, which is awesome. And again, I was on the grind where I'm looking at StatMuse and deep diving and all these things. Outlier is going to have all that stuff for you. So if you're not like a strictly odds-based person, even though it has, odds here as well, it's something to, or we're looking at the under here. I'm going to go over. It's something expedite your research, and it's a one-stop shop for all these different things. So Outlier is awesome. We use this in every video. I use this every single day. So going into this line here, we talked about the hit rate not looking amazing right off the bat, but we can dig a little deeper here. 50% hit rate on the year, averaging 9.87 rebounds and assists. But we got to dive a little bit deeper. So specifically into this matchup against Miami, going to overall 13 rebounds allowed. Not 13 rebounds allowed. 11th ranked in terms of rebounds allowed overall. Assists allowed 13th is what I meant to say. But to the point guard position, they do give up a decent amount of assists, and that rebounds allowed is still about middle of the road. So the matchup is looking pretty good, a little bit more favorable than unfavorable. And then I want to just look at the head-to-head. We'll just go right into it here. Maxey plays extremely well against this Heat team. And he does a lot of assisting, and he can rebound the ball, and we can see that in their past 3 matchups here. This was back in February. This is back in March. This is back in April. Doesn't matter which month he's done it. It just continues to actually improve. 20 RA last time, 18, 13. And then, I have to mention that he did miss early on in the year. And then also looking into 2023 as a whole, there's been some injuries. Obviously Embiid is going to play today. I think it's a game time decision right now. But he, plays with Joel really well, and we can do that on Outlier as well. So I can go to games with Joel Embiid. Again, he's a game time decision. He's going to play this game. They want to win this. And we go right here, and we see it actually does go up. So why does that go up? He probably is assisting Embiid a little bit more. He's got that extra guy to pass to. And it's good to see that they play well off each other. So 58% of the time he's gone over this when playing with Joel Embiid. And then we can also see his minutes. This is a play-in game, playoff type atmosphere, postseason basketball. And we can see some of these games, yes, he's going to get a lot of minutes in most of them, but in some of these games they're winning by however many points it might be, and he's getting a little less time. So assuming this game stays close, 5.5 point spread, we can go right over to RotoWire. They're going to give us some projected minutes, so I don't have to think about it, but I would expect 40 minutes from him. And I actually went ahead and looked at this, and that's what they're expecting too. So in games that he's getting, the minutes, this just continues to increase as the minutes go up. 32 minutes, 67% hit rate. 36 minutes, 72% hit rate. If he gets that 40 minutes, this is a 91% hit rate. So that's where the hit rate doesn't look amazing in terms of just looking at the whole season. It's about 50%. But when you really dive into things, this looks really, really good. But again, it's not all about the hit rate. It's not all about the matchup. I like to deep dive a little bit deeper, look at the odds. Are we getting good market value? And then even deeper looking into some projection models. So yes, this looks incredible. Probably one of my favorite plays. It just looks good all around. But let's go check out some odds. This is DG Fantasy. This is going to be a one-stop shop for your odds-based. And when you really think about it, these sports books, these billion-dollar companies, they know what they're talking about. They put the lines at a certain value for a certain reason. And when you have a lot of books pointing one direction, it's a good way to take advantage of PrizePicks fixed payout system. So I got PrizePicks. You can integrate this with Underdog, Parlay Play, all these different types of books here or DFS platforms. And it's going to show you here's the lines on PrizePicks. Here's the way you should bet, and here's the percentage you should bet, and then here's the reason why, all the market value data points that are showing up here. We see it's turning yellow because it's a really good bet. Green would be the best bet that you find on PrizePicks at a certain time, but 9.5 RA, they're saying it's a 53.97% chance to hit. That's a good sign for market value. Why is that? It's because FanDuel's got this at -140, DraftKings -125. BetMGM -140, -139 at Caesars. All these different data points are pointing that saying, hey, if you take the over here, we're going to pay you out less because we think it's more likely to happen that he goes over than under. And we're taking advantage of it because PrizePicks is a fixed payout system. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, on PrizePicks, if you take the over, they're going to pay you out the same amount as if you take the under. So why would I take the under on a line where everyone else is saying, we're going to pay you out less if you take the over here because it's probably more likely to happen that he does go over this. So that's the market value. I'm not going to do this on each play, so we're going to expedite the next few plays. Sometimes I kind of mumble and mumble through these things to try to explain it the best I can. So hopefully that makes sense. And then to look a little even bit deeper, we can go to the sportsbook screen over on OddsJam. This is telling us the same exact thing, except just a few more data points. So this is OddsJam, super powerful tool. You can get a free week this if you want to check it out. Use my link in the description. Same thing with DG Fantasy. It's going to give you 25% off your first month. So you get some perks using my links. Again, check them all out for any of the tools I'm using. But again, awesome to see. -133.4 is the average odds on the over here. So all these books are favoring the over, and that's at 9.6. So some of these underdogs already up at 10, and they're still favoring the over heavily. So we're getting awesome odds here. Everything is pointing the right direction for this Maxey pick. It's definitely one of my favorite plays I've seen in a while. And then our last data point we go to over here is the projection model on RotoWire. Again, check it out. You can try this out for free using my link in the description. But we see, what are we looking at? Rebounds and assists, 9.5. Their projection model is right here, and it's at 10.29 is what they're projecting. All we need is 10. So Maxey, really, really good play. Sorry, I took a long time explaining it, but I'm really confident in this one, and one of my favorite plays in a while. All right, so the next play I'm going to talk about same team, same game. Joel Embiid here at 9.5 defensive rebounds on the under. This is what I was talking about, going a little bit into the nitty gritty of the picks on PrizePicks. They give us some of these lines that don't have a lot of data points to look at in terms of value, but we can see it on Outlier, which is great to see. Again, 9.5 defensive rebounds. I'm not talking about his 11.5 normal rebounds line. I wouldn't say to go under that. But specifically the defensive rebounds here. So pulling up his Outlier page, we see right here another great aspect of Outlier that you can look into all these different types of stats. 72% hit rate on the entire year. So he's played 39 games this year, gone under in 72% of those games, and averaging 8.59 defensive rebounds. So that's looking good right off the bat. Yes, some of these games he's getting 9 might be a little sweaty, but usually staying under, which is great to see. Then you got to think about his head-to-head matchup, see what's going on there. And they've played each other 3 times. 2 of these games were last year, 9 defensive rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds. And then the most recent one, which I like to see, only 4 defensive rebounds against the Heat. And this was a few weeks ago, and he played 32.7 minutes here. So might get, a few more minutes today, but it doesn't really seem to matter as we can kind of tick up this minutes per game. And we see it doesn't really change. So 72% hit rate, when he's playing at least 16 minutes, if he plays at least 30 minutes, some of these games disappear, still 78% hit rate. If he goes out and plays 36 minutes, this is still a 77% hit rate. So everything's still looking pretty good. Again, might be a little bit sweatier as he gets 9 a lot of times, but pretty consistently staying on the under here. Specifically, I like this matchup against the Heat, who don't seem to give up a whole lot of rebounds to Embiid and play him well. But yeah, I can't dive into the odds like I usually like to, but this is a very good hit rate play. And I wish I could see, where sportsbooks have this line. I just can't see it because I don't think a lot of books have 9 defensive rebounds specifically. So can't deep dive into this one a little bit more, but Embiid 9.5 defensive rebounds, hit rates looking incredible on this one. That's enough for the 76ers. Let's go into the next game, the 9:40 p.m. Eastern game. We got Hawks versus Chicago, and we're going to start with Chicago here. I'm going to go to Bruno Fernando, which I don't think a lot of people are going to be paying attention to Bruno Fernando today, just because he's not a big name. But even with Trae Young coming back for the Hawks, they're still dealing with a decent amount of injuries. They're not going to be with Onyeka Okongwu, who's usually the backup center here. That's going to be Bruno Fernando sliding into that. They're without Jalen Johnson. They're still without Saddiq Bey, who obviously tore his ACL a while ago. I'm going to go to his points and rebounds here at 10.5. Another one I'm really, really confident in. And as I'm going through these guys, today might be a really good day as I'm really feeling confident in a lot of these plays. And again, you'll see why. It's ultimately your decision if you want to go ahead and take these. But the descriptions and the data points and all these different things I'm pointing out do look pretty good today. So Bruno Fernando, 10.5 points and rebounds. Let's go to his Outlier page. And we can see, I got his last 10 pulled up. 80% of last 10 games he's gone over this, averaging 12.6. But if we back up, look at 2023 as a whole, still a 60% hit rate, which is really good. But we want to look a little bit deeper. Is he going to get the minutes? Again, we talked about some injuries, and that does play a good role in this. So let's just look at the injuries first off the bat. No Saddiq Bey. That bumps it up to a 78% hit rate right off the bat. No Jalen Johnson. And then the big one is no Onyeka Okongwu. I probably should have started there. But we can see 9 games so far this year. He's gone over in 8 of these games without all these guys. And you can see the minutes are there. 21.7 minutes plays a big role in that. So right off the bat with all these injuries, if Fernando gets the time, he has been pretty good at hitting this on the regular basis. So I do love to see that. Head-to-head matchup as well. Have played each other 3 times this year. No, just twice this year. This was back last year, so not even going to take into account that. The game he played 2 minutes and still had 2 points. But yeah, these two are both this year, back in February and back in April, and went over in both of those. So the matchup against Atlanta here, or against Chicago, doesn't scare me too much, as he's had a pretty good history hitting that as well. And then even if we just look at 2023 as a whole, again, sorry, I'm bouncing around all these different stats, but we're just back to the normal 2023 as a whole, 60% hit rate. But if he goes out and gets those minutes because of these injuries, you can see the hit rate goes up. If he gets 7 minutes per game, this is games he gets 7 minutes, at least 7 minutes per game. It's a 77% hit rate. If he goes out and gets at least 15 minutes, 75% hit rate, at least 20 minutes, this is turning into an 93% hit rate. So looking really, really good here once you dive a little bit deeper. But yeah, Bruno Fernando should get the time. Go quickly to RotoWire to see what they're projecting in terms of minutes. Should have done that first. They're projecting 20 minutes right off the bench. So again, here's 20 minutes, 93% hit rate in games he's got at least 20 minutes. So hit rate's looking incredible. Matchup looks really good as he's played against these guys twice this year and has hit in both of these games. But let's go into some odds, which also look really good. Again, this is market value. It's showing us all the different plays. 10.5 points and rebounds popping up right on top for Fernando. 53.17% chance to hit. Why is that? All these other sports books are super favored to go over. FanDuel's already got this at 11.5, so we're getting great market value. To dive a little bit deeper into all these different odds across a ton of different sports books, we can see the average sports books have this at 10.7 because some of these guys are already up to 11.5, and they're still favored on the over at 10.7 mathematically. And then our last data point, again, projection model over at RotoWire, 10.5 points and rebounds. They're loving this line, projecting 14.25. So another one where everything pointing in the right direction, and hoping Fernando sees 15, 20 minutes, and this is looking like a really good play. So Fernando is going to be our Atlanta play for the day. And then before we jump into our last few picks, which are going to be Bulls players, I actually got a few different lines that I think you guys should choose between over your preference. But we're going to talk about Coby White and we're going to talk about DeRozan. I do want to shout out the Discord community real quick. If you're at this point in the video and you kind of like what I'm talking about, kind of like my thought process, we have a bunch of like-minded people in this community that I've grown. We've been going since, I think, January was when I started this, maybe December. And we've been profitable every single month we've been doing this. So the perks of this is you're going to get access to all my plays, everything I play personally in PrizePicks, Sleeper, Underdog, Chalkboard, any of my correlated slips. I post here first. So all the video picks, they're in the Discord an hour, 2 hours before the video even comes out. So I know some people comment, they're like, some of these picks have been bumped already. And that's out of my hands when I make the video. Some of these lines are going to be moving. But when you're in the Discord, you get it, a minute after I play them as quickly as I can type them out and put them into the get the copy link and all these different things. You're going to get access to them. But I think the bigger, cooler aspect is the community. We got a bunch of people talking sports, talking props all the time. We got some, people talking esports, NBA all the time, MLB, whatever it might be. There's someone to talk to and kind of bounce ideas off of. So some of these guys teach me a little bit. Sometimes they point out plays that I didn't even see. And we're just putting our heads together, trying to beat the books. And we've had a lot of success doing that. So you can get in here. There is a free aspect of the Discord. No one's really active in there. But we have about 300 people in the Rich Club, as I like to call it. It's $20 a month, not that much money in the grand scheme of things. At the end of the day, you can think about it as $20 of entertainment with a pretty good chance of making some money at the same time. But you can get in here for free using any of my codes or my links. They're all in the description of this video. If you use my code or link to PrizePicks, Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, Dabble, or DG Fantasy, just DM me, say, hey, use your code, send me a screenshot, and that's going to translate to a month free of the Discord. So you actually get 6 months free of the Discord, which is pretty awesome. If you use my code, it helps me out. It pushes back a little bit my way. So the way I kind of bring it back to you guys is by giving you that free month and trying out the community. They all have their perks, 100% deposit matches on a lot of these, up to $100, up to $500 on Sleeper. Also, the other perks are, like right now, it's Wildcard Wednesday on Sleeper. We're going to get discounts every Wednesday on Sleeper. They give a protected play every Friday. We know Taco Tuesday on PrizePicks. Underdog's giving us discounted plays, left and right. Chalkboard's literally always giving us discounts. Dabble has softer lines. So you might not play, let's say, Underdog every single day, but when they drop a free square for some reason, you might as well be able to attack that. So it's a win-win-win. And again, you get to try out the community, and it helps me out. I'm going to help you out as well. So get in here. It's a really good time. We could just continue to grow. I love the amount of people we have in here, and the more the merrier. So that's the Discord. All right, but then going into our last few picks here, I'm talking Coby White and DeMar DeRozan, and I'm going to the first half tab and the first quarter tab because the hit rates are ridiculous on these. So there is one play that I'm going to be able to go and show you the odds And we'll talk about that. That's going to be the first quarter play. But for first half, they don't have a bunch of odds. I don't think a lot of books have first half, but of course, PrizePicks does. So in terms of the video pick, I guess I have to choose one, just because I'm on the arena state, so I can only actually do 4-mans. I can't even do 5 or 6-mans on PrizePicks, which sucks in arena states. So for my play, I did Coby White under 15.0 first half PRA. I'm going to be playing these other two as well, though. So I'm going to go quickly, though. 15.0 first half PRA for Coby White. That's going to be the first one. The other one is going to be DeMar DeRozan under his first half PRA at 21.0. The hit rates are ridiculous on both of these. This doesn't mean I think DeMar is going to have a bad game. I think he'll probably have one of the better games. His lines are so inflated right now. So hopefully he doesn't have the best first half. And again, we'll see that in the hit rate. And then the other play would be, so again, right here, I can't do it, minimum 4 picks. But the other play would be the first quarter tab, and it would be Coby White here at under 4.5 first quarter points. And we'll look at all of these. So I do have all of these pulled up. So I'm in this Hawks Bulls game. Again, this is outlier, and we can see hit rate for 2023 as a whole. We see DeMar DeRozan under 15.0 first half points. You see the hit rate's incredible across the board. The one I'm going to be looking at is DeMar DeRozan 21.0 first half PRA. You can see 85% hit rate of the year, 100% hit rate in the head-to-head, 70% hit rate the last 20, 90% hit rate the last 10. Going back to last year, this is an 88% hit rate. But yes, he is going up against Atlanta. They gave up a bunch of PRA, but specifically to Atlanta, he hasn't done this against them in a whole bunch of games. So quickly, I'll show you the head-to-head matchup. I don't want to make this video a million years long, but yeah, you can see the graph. Hit rate's looking incredible on this. The head-to-head, again, looks really good as well. These games, this was a few weeks ago, 18. It's, again, not saying he's going to have a bad game, but maybe does a little bit more of his damage in the second half, which DeRozan typically does. And then going into Coby White's lines, again, I got him pulled up. Let's see if I can find his line. 15.0 first half PRA. Again, you can see a lot of green, 62% hit rate on the under for the whole year, but 100% head-to-head. That's what we like to see. 75% in the last 20, 80% of the last 10. Going into him, because he is going to be the official video pick, I guess. We'll see the graph here. Was going off a few games, but kind of back down to earth. We can see games, without all these different guys, without Zach LaVine, who's been out for a while, without Patrick Williams, who's been out for a while. And then I think Ayo Dosunmu is going to play, so going to go ahead and put him in. He is a game time decision, but he should go out and play this game. It's a kind of a winner go home. 76% hit rate. A lot of games recently he has not done this. So I do like to see all those data points. And then the head-to-head, again, these are both this year. He had 10 PRA in the first half back in February, even though it's Atlanta and they give up a ton of PRA. And then back on April 1st, a few weeks ago, he had 14. He had 14 PRA, 11 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. So both of these looking really, really good. Again, lines I can't show you the odds for, but this last one I can, which is the first quarter points for Coby White. Again, the over is plus money, as you see right here. This is just using a few books. We'll deep dive into all the books. We see under 4.5 in the head-to-head doesn't look as good, which is why, even though it has the odds behind it, I don't love it as much as maybe the other ones. He has gotten 5 first quarter points against them back in that last matchup. 0 back in February, and then did play against each other back in December, and he had 5 against there. But 2023 as a whole, again, hit rate is looking really, really good. If I go and plug all those guys in, it does look good as well. But then, going into the sportsbook page on or not the sportsbook, what do they call it? Sportsbook screen on OddsJam, we can see Coby White. The average sportsbook has this at 4.4, so it's even a tiny, tiny bit lower than the line. And they're still favored to go under here, which is a huge indicator for me. So odds are really good on this one. If you really, really trust the odds, which I typically do, that's why I'm going to be playing this in another slip at 4.5. But who's to say that if all these other books had the first half lines, it wouldn't look, as good or better. They just don't have the first half lines. I think only a few books have that, so we can't look at that. So Coby White on the under first quarter points, Coby White on the under first half PRA. And then DeMar DeRozan under first half PRA as well is what we're going to be going to for our last few plays. Yeah, that's going to do it for today's video picks. Every single time I go to make one of these videos, I'm like, oh, I'm going to make it shorter than yesterday. I'm going to make it shorter, going to make it shorter, and then it ends up being 20 whatever minutes long. I just like to show you guys as much data as I can, and I'm probably not as concise as I could be in my explanations. But I do want to show you, I did put this into the Discord. Right now it is 12:37. I posted this in the Discord at 11:32 a.m. So again, another perk of being in the Discord. If any of these get moved, I don't want to see an angry comment. Maybe just get in the Discord and get these before they move. Whenever you attack value, lines are going to be bumping around. And that's what most of these plays are probably going to eventually get bumped. That's just a sign of a good play. Yeah, definitely check out the Discord if you're interested. If you're at this point in the video, you should just check us out. You can get in there for free, multiple different ways. Again, it's Wildcard Wednesday on Sleeper. Maybe sign up for Sleeper today. Use my code. Just DM me, say hey, use your code, and I'll get you right in. Also, we're really close to 10,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed already, I'd really appreciate if you hit that button. I would love to hit that milestone. And I definitely take a lot of time and effort to make the best picks for you guys. I'm not one of those people that pay for an article or pay for a tool and then just take the best, whatever, the top plays on that and not put too much thought into it. I like to do a multifaceted approach, multi-data driven approach, and can give you guys the best plays that I can. But yeah, that'll do it. Again, if this video gets to 150 likes, I'll be giving away a free month as well. So like the video, comment anything down below because I'll be giving away the month to a commenter down below. So you got to enter that way. It just tells YouTube to get this video out a little bit more. That's my incentive for you guys to do that. Yeah, super excited about these plays, super excited about these games, and we're getting close to playoff time. So some good games yesterday, hoping for that same result today. And if you're not in the Discord, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.